Take a look at these numbers. A survey of about 1,000 people by LendEDU shows all were over $2,000 in debt before they went holiday shopping. Many of the participants in this part of the study were either unemployed or experienced some sort of unemployment during the pandemic. And many of those survey takers said that they would go further into debt due to the holiday on top of the pandemic. I'm joined by LendEDU Director of Communications, Michael Brown. He's going to talk about the survey some, but he's also going to be answering your questions about credit cards and about debt and how all of it works together for your finances. How do you get your question answered? Well, what you do is you text us your question, and the number is coming up for you. It is 336-379-5775. Again, this is text only, so don't call in your question. All right, so Michael, let's talk about the number one thing that kind of surprised you when you looked at the study results.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a lot of surprising things within this study. A lot of people taking on a lot of credit card debt, even though they might not be able to handle it. So that was surprising. But the most surprising thing to me was the amount of people that said they were losing sleep over the amount of credit card debt they've built up as a result of both holiday shopping and just the overall coronavirus pandemic and recession. So we had 55% of all respondents say they're losing sleep over the amount of credit card debt they've amassed during this 9-month stretch. That includes 72% of respondents who were laid off due to the pandemic and are still laid off. So considerable jump between 55 and 72, but overall, more than half of all respondents are, or at least say they're losing sleep over their amount of credit card debt. So that's pretty concerning. So not only you have the financial problems, but you also have the mental and physical stresses coming from this credit card debt, and that's no good to deal with.
No, so we want to make it a little bit easier for people to answer their questions, because a lot of times you don't even know who to ask and what they're going to say. So this first question is, how many credit cards should the average person have? I have one for spending and one as a backup just in case I need it.
Yeah, well, I think you're doing a great job. I would usually recommend between 1 and 3. You never want to open up too many credit accounts that could hurt your credit score. And you never want to take on more than you need. So yeah, I think you're doing a great job as is. One for everyday expenses and another one just in case an emergency pops up. So keep it up.
Because emergencies do. Okay. All right. This next question is, when you open up a new credit card, does it bring your credit score down? And if so, how long does it stay down?
Yeah, great question. So it may hurt your credit score for just a little amount of time, because generally what happens when you apply for a new credit card, the credit card company will do a hard credit inquiry, and hard credit inquiries do affect your credit score negatively. So yes, in the short term, it will. But over time, as you keep your credit utilization ratio low and as you make on-time payments and pay off your credit card debt balances, your credit score will bounce back and recover. So over the long run, it's not going to really hurt it. Maybe a bit in the short term, but not by much.
So if you were looking to open a credit card and then buy a car, you would probably not want to open that credit card maybe so you could get a better interest rate maybe on the car.
That's correct. Circumstances are challenging sometimes to be able to line everything up perfectly. But yeah, I mean, if you apply for the car right after you applied for a new credit card, your credit score might be a little bit negatively impacted, which may decrease your chances of getting the best possible deal for your car. So, yeah, I mean, those are things to consider.
Because your credit score is tied to so many things. It's tied to whether your apartment says that they're going to rent to you or not, how much interest you get on a loan.
Right, that's correct. Your credit score can be affected by a number of things. If you're renting an apartment and your landlord chooses to report your rent payments and report your late rent payments, that could affect your credit score. Your credit utilization ratio affects your credit score. So of your available credit, how much are you using? Typically, they say use under 30% of your available credit to maintain a healthy credit score. But if you keep it under 10%, then you're really doing a great job. That's when you're in the excellent credit score range. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of little things and hard credit inquiries whenever you're looking at a new financial product that could damage your credit score. And yeah, just stay on top of it. And a piece of advice I like to give is Nowadays, there's so many instant credit monitoring services from CreditWise, which is offered by Capital One, and Credit Karma, where you can check your credit score in a matter of minutes, and it's a soft credit inquiry. So this means it doesn't hurt your credit score, and it's a great way to stay on top of your financial health.
Okay. This person says, if you pay your credit card bill statement in full every month, you should never be paying interest on that card. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct. As long as you pay your balance from the previous month on your payment due date, you will never be penalized for interest by your credit card company. It's only when you pay part of the balance and you leave a little bit over until the next payment period, that's when they're going to start charging interest on the part of the balance that you did not pay back within the payment window.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to continue to take your text questions. The number there, 336-379-5775. We'll be right back.